What's up? It's me. Carson, grab some coffee because we're going to chat. We're going to talk for a little bit, for a very short amount of time about the discussion this week. And don't worry, I'm not going to sing any songs. But what I am going to do is give you a little example as to sort of what that discussion question was asking. Not really so much of an answer, but more so just the nuts and bolts of what's going on, right? Okay, so I bought this guitar, I think 5 years ago, so a while ago. And when I bought it, I think I bought it on a Monday, all right? And when I got the receipt and everything, they said, cool, it should arrive on Friday right at noon. Smack dab, right on the dot. No, they did not say that. In fact, instead, they said it probably will arrive around noon, but what they gave me instead was an interval of time, right? So they said it's probably going to arrive on Friday between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So right smack dab in the middle is sort of if you took the middle point of those two times, that's noon, right? 4 hours on each side. But is it going to arrive right at noon? It might, but it might not either, right? So if they only told you it's going to arrive smack dab right on the dot at noon, they're probably going to be wrong 100% of the time, right? Even if it's 12:01 or 11:59, that's it, right? They're not going to be right. They're going to have a 0% success rate, right? With estimating the time that these things are coming, right? But when you give people an interval, or when you calculate this interval, and they had some data that they had where they were able to say, we're pretty certain that things show up between 8 and 4, right? When you give people that interval, you're going to be right most of the time with an interval. With a single point estimate, the probability that you'll be wrong, right, is 100%. Because you have a 0% chance of getting it smack dab, or smack right on the value, right? But when you give people an interval, if you were to ship out, if 100 people were to buy this guitar, right, not this one, but one similar from the same company, Cordoba, in there, so 100 people bought this guitar, 95 of them would probably receive it between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Friday. But you would have 5 people, most likely, that won't get it within that time, maybe not even on the same day, right? Which is, kind of makes sense, right? And that's okay. 95% win rate or whatever is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. So when you go onto Amazon or when you buy anything online and they tell you if you buy it within 2 hours, you'll receive it you'll receive it on Wednesday or whatever between these 2 hours. Or sometimes if you want to be more certain, right? If you want to be more certain that that you're going to get it within some range of time, if you want to be more certain, then you increase that range, right? So you might see order it in 2 hours, you'll receive it between Tuesday and Thursday, where the middle day is still Wednesday, right? That middle point, but you're more certain because you're including more, right? This might be more like 99% certain, right? And so that's what we do in statistics too, because we estimate the mean, right? We always estimate the mean, pretty much. And we try to say, this is a decent estimate based on some sample, right? Based on some sample, this is a decent estimate of the population. But we're not going to be right on it, right? We're always going to be a little bit off. And if we only gave the mean for whatever, did some hypothesis tests or whatever it may be, I think this week we're doing mostly proportions. Next week we're going to be doing means. Same thing, right? You can estimate the proportion of a sample, bring it back up to the population, but you're always going to be wrong. Always with a point estimate. There's an infinitesimally small chance that you got it right? So infinitesimally small, it's 0, effectively. But when you estimate this range of values, this confidence interval, then you're going to be right pretty much 95% of the time, or whatever confidence level you want to put in there, right? If it's 99% confident, right, you're going to be increasing that range just a little bit more because you want to be more certain that you got it, right? It's going to be somewhere in there, right? And we want to be more certain that we can get it. If we want to be so annoying, if we want to be more precise with our estimate, then we're going to be narrower with our range of values that we'll be giving, but we're leaving more up to being wrong, right? So an 80% confidence interval is going to be pretty narrow. It's going to be somewhere in there, but only 80% of the time, right? So if we want to be more certain, right, we're going to go from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If we want to be more certain, we're going to say maybe Wednesday to Saturday kind of situation, right? And that's what we're doing with these confidence intervals, right? We're just given a range of values so we can be more certain that we're right. And that's what we're all about, right? So I think that's pretty much it for this. Rather short. As far as content for this week, let's see. Homework is due. So if you're watching this, the discussion is due. And then has been due. It is due. And then on Monday is your homework. And then we're doing Z-tests for proportions this week. And then next week are our t-tests. We're going to do all the different types of t-tests. And then we're going to get into, pretty sure we're going to get into regression in the week following that. And then you have a test that's going to cover the Z-tests. That's going to cover the t-tests and a little bit of regression. So that's going to be that. Regression is just line plots, and that's a scatter plot with a line going through it. So that's pretty easy. Pretty fun, I think. So with that, I will see you when I see you. Bye.